everything I've said about fitness pet peeves up until this point, I take all of it back. So when I hear these three things, I just absolutely lose it. I mean, I cannot believe I haven't mentioned these things up until this point. Maybe I have, but one of them I haven't for sure. First of all, toning the muscle. Oh, that's a stab to the heart. Next, targeted fat loss. Oh, that's another stab into my heart. And finally, and arguably worst of all, ab workouts. Oh, do not get me started on the amount of fitness myths surrounding these things, and especially when it comes to for women. I mean, you see these like fitness influencers, quote unquote influencers, sitting there lying through their teeth about targeted fat loss. We're gonna do this specific ab workout right here to target the abs, to lose fat around the belly and get rid of your hip dips. What the hell? What are you even talking about? How are you a fitness coach and you don't even know the truth? This will take me down an entire rabbit hole, but I need to address this because I absolutely cannot stand this garbage. I mean, there's no better word for it other than garbage, because that's what it is. So I want to hit each of these points very specifically. First of all, targeted fat loss. There is no such thing. It just straight up does not exist. Your body doesn't pull like energy from fat stores in a particular place if you use that place. For example, when I'm doing biceps, I'm not targeting fat loss in my biceps. Your body's mobilizing energy from everywhere to be able to like fuel that activity. It's not just like pulling fat out of your bicep from doing a bicep curl. That doesn't make any sense. Same goes for abs. Any ab movements. If you're doing crunches, your body's not like, oh yeah, I'm pulling fat from the stomach. No. It's a whole system. It all works together. So there's that. Targeted fat loss just straight up doesn't exist. So if you see a fitness influencer telling you, try this specific workout to lose fat in your stomach, they're lying through their teeth to you directly, and they know it. They know it, and there's no way they don't. If they don't, they're just uneducated. If that's the case, I'm not angry, but still, you get the idea. If you really want to do fat loss, lower your calories, do cardio. We've discussed this time and time again. Okay. Next one, ab workouts. I mean, this is like in the same field. So do these ab workouts so you can get your abs to show. Now this is horrible for both dudes and women. It's terrible. I mean, you see it all over the place. Okay, so you want me to do an ab workout so that I can lose fat around my waist so my abs can show? That doesn't make any sense. And additionally, the abdominals aren't a muscle that's really meant to grow. I mean, the way they bear load and work, it's a stabilizing muscle. I mean, all muscles stabilize, but like the abs specifically, it's kind of like the foundation for the rest of your body. They're not meant to like really like push and pull a lot. And I'm oversimplifying this big time, but the abs aren't a muscle that's meant to grow, really. Sure, you might get like a little bit of growth if you do some ab workouts. I mean like a little bit, but is it really gonna like make your abs come through like a huge layer of fat? No. The problem for most people isn't the ab workouts, and I'm not saying they're useless. I'm saying that the idea that the ab workouts are going to cut the fat off your stomach and make your abs pop is just simply untrue. For most people, what you really need to do is lower the amount of food you're eating and do cardio. So again, I actually have the same problem with the whole ab workout sham as I do with targeted fat loss. So there's that. And finally, toning the freaking muscle. Toning the muscle is its own thing, and I don't really know where toning the muscle started, but you've all heard like someone say, whether it's a dude or a girl, oh, I would lift, but I don't want to get too bulky. You don't want to get too bulky. I'm trying to get too bulky. Okay? Do you know how hard it is to get too bulky? And I'm sure a lot of you have heard that. That this isn't like an uncommon thing, but let's get into why toning the muscle doesn't make sense. So what you're telling me is, if you want to tone the muscle, here's what I'm interpreting. You want to get leaner, and you want to get, you want the muscle to like show through a little bit, right? So how do we get leaner and stronger, is what you're telling me. Okay, so here's what we need to do. First, we need to lift some weights. So how do you get leaner and stronger? You do the weight, so you get stronger. and then you do some cardio so that when you get leaner, you look toned. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So you have to lift some heavy weights. Now, you don't want to get too bulky? Listen, if you're not pushing it hard, like hard, you're not going to get too bulky. I'm telling you right now. I guarantee you won't get too bulky unless you're intending to get too bulky. I mean, sure, some people are genetic anomalies, but even the genetic anomalies can't build their muscle without actually like pushing it. You can use a semi-heavy weight at like a moderate intensity. I mean, you don't have to be scared of the weight. You're not going to like put on too much mass by accident. Trust me. Trust me. Especially if you're not like really pushing the weight up or upping your intensity. So it's actually okay to use some weight, build a little bit of muscle, and then do cardio, and then you'll get toned. And there you go. And if you really are afraid of getting too bulky in certain places, just honestly, you don't have to work them. Now, I don't recommend that. I think it's important for everyone to do that to avoid issues like sarcopenia in the future and osteoporosis. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about losing muscle mass over time. Women start getting hit with this, I believe, past the age of 30, especially around menopause. That's where it's the worst. You see like a 20 to 30% reduction in muscle mass. There's varied studies and results talking about like the specific statistics, but you want to avoid muscle loss as much as possible. And by the way, this isn't something that just magically happens when you turn 30 or 40 as a woman. It's not. Actually, it's a result of being told to avoid lifting heavy weights to not get too bulky because you're a woman. Your muscles have no reason to stay if you don't give them if you don't like work them. If you're not working them, you're just going to lose them. So there you go. And as you get older, you're going to get a little bit more sedentary naturally, and then you're going to start losing your muscle. So there's that. So if you actually do a little bit of weightlifting, not even super heavy, I mean just using like moderate weights, you're not going to lose that muscle, and you can avoid sarcopenia. Additionally, bearing weight strengthens your bones and ups your bone density. I mean, I think a lot of women like start losing bone density as they age, and it's important for them to take vitamin D and calcium supplements. But a lot of these issues result because they're told not to like lift heavy weights to get too bulky. And it results in these issues such as sarcopenia and osteoporosis, which a lot of the time, unless you're dealing with a chronic or some sort of like immunodeficient illness or autoimmune disease, they're avoidable. And sure, it's still good to take the supplements, the calcium and the vitamin D, but it's a totally avoidable thing that I feel like has kind of been pushed on women because they've been told, don't lift too heavy, you don't want to get too bulky. I don't know. It's just things that affect people's lives in a massively negative way that have been pushed out by the industry that really irritates me. And I think at the end of the day, it is really quite simple. I see this a lot when I'm shadowing like primary care doctors. A lot of these issues that most people face in the future, such as diabetes, heart issues, heart failure, chronic diseases, obesity, you name it. Every single one of them. These patients are all being prescribed statins. These are heart medications for cholesterol and stuff like that. And all these meds that are expensive, Ozempic and all that. But at the end of the day, do you know what would have solved all these issues? Except for like some diabetes, obviously you can't like cure some of them. Going to the gym, specifically doing 30 minutes of cardio, 120 to 150 minutes of cardio, so 30-minute cardio sessions like 4 or 5 times a week. Doesn't have to be even crazy. I'm not talking running. I'm talking just like maybe some light incline walking. Something that elevates your heart rate. That and weightlifting prevents all of these issues I mentioned. Every single one of them. And it hurts me to see like this many people suffering and having to like, go into the pockets, deep into the pockets, and spend all their money and scrounge up savings just to spend money on medications that quite frankly don't work as well as exercise and cardio, which it's a shame. And a lot of the time the doctor will say, okay, well, I'm prescribing you these medications, but really the most effective solution is doing a little bit of cardio and lifting weights. And I know it's hard to get people to do that even when you tell them. And that just like underscores a problem with the medical system in America. It's where we're more reactive to issues rather than preventative. And that's just the nature of how the industry is set up with making money. But there's got to be a better way to do things, especially if these medications aren't needed to begin with. over half, if not close to 90%, I'm spitballing here on these statistics now. I feel like 50 to 90% of all these issues that people are dealing with are totally preventable, and it's due to a lack of education on food, a healthy amount of cardio, and exercise, where people just think you have to do extreme stuff rather than just very achievable, moderate things to actually be healthy. I think the education system around healthcare and medicine and like caring for yourself needs a whole overhaul. It is a shame, but this is what it is. Got a little hot and heavy in here. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting discussion, but I feel like all these issues, toning the muscle, targeted fat loss, ab stuff, and then I guess I'm going to add, oh, you're a woman, don't lift too heavy, you don't want to get too bulky. These cause a lot of issues. They really do. And the lack of education on these things, as well as food and diet, can lead to a ton of these issues in the future that are so avoidable, and that meds really don't do a good job of solving or correcting, I should say. But yeah, that's enough of today's rant. We're doing chest. The plan is to push it hard. Of course, we're going to be focusing on our incline movements as usual. I'm thinking incline chest press, cable flies, maybe incline dumbbell first, then incline chest press on the machine. I don't really feel like doing an incline barbell movement today, or Smith machine, not really feeling it. Then we'll move on to triceps and shoulders in either order. I'm not really too sure on what order I'm doing them in quite yet, but we'll just figure it out as we go. But anyways, that's enough yapping. Let's just get in there and let's freaking kill it. Come on. Okay. Yeah, the plan, we'll start here pretty heavy. 2 sets, again. Don't want to do too much volume. I'm running the 80s, and the idea, again, I want to stay in closer. I don't want to flare as much, just to make sure we're really getting... A guy commented on the scoop, kind of like keeping yourself a little bit narrower, more tucked. You'll get that scoop on your chest, so whatever. We've discussed this before. Let's just get right into the first one. Okay, here we go. Brace those shoulders back. Okay. Stop ourselves there. Save a little bit of gas. One more and we'll move on to cable flies. Okay. Last one here. Really feeling that strength boost from the bulk now. Numbers are climbing once again. Okay. Okay. That's good here. Let's move on to some cable flies and get the volume in. Okay. We try out this weird metal grip here. Don't normally use this, but I think this will be pretty good. Might be a little bit more stable than the those other ones. Been feeling my biceps recently, so again, I'm gonna turn my arms kind of in, or like this, to take my bicep out of the equation, so I don't get that like stretch on them like this. I'm coming more like this, so it's almost like a press, but it's a cable fly. So let's try this out. Come in and like press forward, and as I come back, I kind of let my arms out. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 2 more there. The pump is actually kind of even more disgusting for some reason now that I have my arms turned over. Different angle today. If you haven't noticed, I've been switching up these angles quite frequently, but it is what it is. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. Okay. Weight drop for the final set. All right, let's finish off strong. Like Urs says, Urs Kalisinski, as you open up on the way back, really let those arms stretch back. Most people really don't get far back enough if you want to focus on that stretch. Okay, let's reposition and get rolling. Straighten those arms out at the top. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that is nasty. Let's move on to the chest press. Pump a few out to get some additional volume, and we'll get finished. It's feeling great. Again, I really do like opening up on the way back, and I highly recommend it because it makes feeling the movement easier, but we've discussed this. Let's move on. Okay, slide change of plans. I've opted for the flat one rather than the inclined one. It's been a while since I've done 2 flat movements in a day anyways, and I just caved in for the feeling of the squeeze on this one. I actually might have overloaded this now that I think about it in terms of weight, but that's okay. We'll give it a try. I'm a little weaker on this one than the incline, but no reason not to push it hard. We have some extra calories in us now anyways, and I think it might be time to stop being lazy and go buy some creatine, because it has been a couple of months since we've been taking creatine, and I highly tout creatine. I highly recommend creatine. Really the only supplement out there that I would really, really vouch for. Okay, let's lock in. Too much weight. Okay, quick adjustment. Minus 10 pounds on each side. This should be good. I could just tell from picking it up it was going to be too much to get decent volume. Let's do this. All right, even bigger drop may be warranted. Okay, I might have overestimated myself once again. That was a sorry first set, so we're doing 2 more. It was really terrible, actually. Okay. Yeah, plan is for like 8 here. Then we'll see what we got in the tank for the last set. So again, drops under 10 pounds on each side. But that really was a horrible showing. Maybe we didn't take enough rest. I don't know. But it's always okay to change the weight. All right. Okay, that was better. I think we might just be a little gassed. Okay, one more of those and we'll get out of here. I might even drop again. Okay, check the tapes. I was not taking nearly enough rest. I in my mind I overestimated how much rest I was taking. It was really like a minute and a half, and I thought it was like 3. So, anyways, drop the weight again regardless. Don't want to ego lift, and I really do want to get volume in here. So if we don't get enough here, we're gonna drop set for this last set. Plan is for like 8 to 10ish. Let's do this. I forgot to put the 25 on the other side. All right, problem solved. I'm just out of it mentally today. Holy crap. All right. Now here we go. Okay. Whew. Alrighty. Chest is demolished. Onto shoulders. We'll do shoulders first. Okay, another change of plans. My brain beat my heart. My heart wanted to do shoulders, but my brain told me we need to do triceps first because I need to work on them a little bit more compared to shoulders. Shoulders can take a chill pill. Alrighty. I want to focus on the stretch here. This is a little bit of a warm-up set, but I like to do these stretching movements first for triceps because once they're pumped up, I can't quite get like the full extension and the stretch I want because it's kind of like it's already pumped and it blocks the the weight. Okay, it's a good warm-up. We'll do 2 moderately heavy weights, and then we'll do some heavy push downs. Then we'll do our shoulder routine to finish out. Okay, now we're ready to go. Let's do this. Okay. Whew. Yeah, one more. Then I want to push downs. Okay. Primed and ready to go. Let's do this. I got my heel back here as well, this left leg, to support me. Okay. 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 Knew I didn't have that one. On to push downs. Okay, well, we're going to deal with a slightly weird bar today. I don't think I've used this one in dude, I couldn't even tell you, but it's what we got and what I can find, so we're going to deal with it. 3 heavy sets here. Let's go. Ooh. Oof, okay. Oof. Okay. Okay. Oh. Nice. Ooh. This one feels a little strange actually on the wrist, but it's fine. It actually feels quite good on the tricep, although I feel my elbow moving a little bit more. I'm still getting a pretty good pump in there, so I don't know. I'm not going to complain. We'll do 2 more here. Now, I don't know if you see that picture right around there. I can't tell if I'm pointing at it. Oh, there we go, right by my finger. That's Arnold right there, staring down on us. I love seeing that. I remember the first time I noticed that picture, I was like, oh! Little Easter egg of the gym, I suppose. Okay. Do another one here. Shoot for between 8 to 10. All right. Come on, Arnold. Give me strength. Oh man, barely got that one out. Thank you, Arnold. Yeah, one more and we'll do shoulders. I think doing these before shoulders is actually a wonderful idea. I don't know why I haven't. I knew I should have for like months, but my heart, man, my heart wants to do shoulders, but my mind tells me I need to do triceps. Yeah, I think we'll be doing this from now on. Or another idea I've been playing around with, I'm considering removing shoulders entirely from this day and kind of doing chest triceps, back biceps, chest triceps, back biceps, like a leg day, and then a shoulders and arms day to get some extra volume on arms with an emphasis on really triceps for the most part, because the biceps pumped usually are fine. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm still playing with ideas, but once the semester hits and I figure out how many days like works for the new lifting schedule, we'll see what happens. But I need to figure out this programming to target some of those weaker muscle groups. We'll have to do some objective review of what we've done so far. But anyways, one more here. Enough yapping. Okay, let's do this. I don't know why I stopped recording. This is like 15 seconds after I said let's do this, like a little bit ago. Whatever. Oh, damn it. We're going to drop set. Oh. Go down 2 ticks. I'm feeling it today. Come on. Okay. Yeah. That might be enough. Let's finish off with shoulders. I think I'll record like one set and then one superset, and then I'll do the other 2 off cam and get out of here. Videos have been a bit long, so let's move on. Okay. I actually had a splendid idea for shoulders, so I can save you guys some time. What I'm going to do is I'll do 1 set normal speed, and I'm going at triple speed the next 2 supersets. It'll be kind of funny. It's okay. I know most people aren't watching the workouts anyways, just based off the analytics, but okay. So I got 65s today. So normally I like to run the 70s or 75s. I dropped the 70s after stopping the creatine. And then 65s now because I was on the cut, but I was doing 70s last time. Strength is coming back, but I kind of want to go a little bit slower, focus on the stretch a bit, like deep down. So we're going to do some of that. Okay. Of course, I have lateral raises prepped back there. Okay. Nice. Actually felt quite good. I wish I had a spotter though. Okay. And now, of course, my favorite. Okay. Nice. All right, get ready for some triple speed. Oh man. I think the lack of creatine, I'm really feeling it now. It's been it's been like 6 weeks out of my system at this point, and man, that strength, like slight drop off, I can feel it, especially when it comes to like the amount of reps I'm getting. Where before I was getting like 8 to 10 with like a certain weight on any given day, now I'm doing something around like 6 to 8. So I don't know. I can really feel its effects, and it's really one of the only supplements other than like electrolytes, if you don't got them in you, that I'm really feeling like when it's missing. For example, I feel like I'm a little bit flatter now. I'm a little bit less round, if that makes sense, a little bit less full. And now it's not something that everyone would notice, but I don't know. I've noticed it because I noticed when the roundness came in and when that little strength bump came in. But now I'm also noticing that it's gone, which is interesting. And I don't know why my camera did that. But you get the idea. It's a game changer, and it's a major factor. So it's a little strange now that it's gone, and I think it might be time to bring it back in. I did mention it, but I think it's important to note that it really does make a difference. But yeah, supplement talk. It's a little bit more boring. I don't really like to worry too much about the supplementation. I think pushing it hard is all that really it boils down to at the end of the day. And focus on health. Of course, the focus on health. I would suggest talking to a doctor before trying any sort of supplement. Electrolytes should be fine, but like something like creatine, I mean, I don't think it's bad for your kidneys, but it could be if you're already prone to like kidney stuff. So if you already have like a kidney disease or something, I would caution you against just like taking supplements like, nilly-nally, whatever the hell whatever the phrase is, if you get what I mean. Particularly with like excess protein consumption, that could be pretty bad if you have kidney issues, especially with that protein stuff. I mean, the last thing you want is like some sort of kidney failure and like spilling protein into your urine. That's not good. That means your filtration system and your kidney is not working the way it's supposed to be. But yeah. Anyways, let's talk about some Clash Royale. We've gotten to I don't even know. I think 11,600 trophies is what we're sitting at right now. 11,300, something like that. Past 10K has actually gotten a little bit easier. I feel like on the way up to 10K, things were a little bit more tough, but I'm guessing people are a little bit more lax now that they're around 10K. I'm sure it'll get worse as I go higher up in trophies closer to 15,000, but it's pretty nice right now. There's 6 days left in the season, and I haven't quite made a push for Ultimate Champion yet. I've kind of tried every season, but every season up till now, I've been using my Lavaloon clone deck trying to get to Ultimate Champ with my homemade monstrosity of like the last 5 years. But I think it's time to put the horse down. It might be time to let it go. Let it go, Unk. That's me with my Lavaloon clone deck. I think it's time. The new deck is doing wonders for me. I've started winning a lot more, and the trophies like blasted up higher. And we'll see how it goes in ranked. If it goes poorly in ranked, then I'm just worse at the game than I think. But we'll see what freaking happens. If I don't get to Ultimate Champ by next season, I might just have to hang up the fucking suit for Clash Royale. We'll see. It's not that deep though. I have an idea though for my new series as of this semester. MCAT bulk day 1 is what it's going to be. Now, I know the bulk is technically started. Speaking of which, weighed in at 173.1 today. That's pretty good. I think we're on pace because it's been around 3 weeks since we started, aiming for about a pound up per week. Could have been a little bit of water in me because I weighed myself in the morning mornings before, but still, that is a little bit of a weight increase. So that's good. It's not going to be too extreme now to start off, though, because I am aiming to be a little gradual. I might slow it down a little bit. I'm not noticing any fat added on. I just feel a little bit stronger, a little bit better. But once we throw in the creatine, I'm sure we're going to gain like 4 pounds and absorbed water and all that. Get into the muscular glycogen, fill us up, round us out. Something I did mention in my last video. So I said something about about glycogen being like your first line of defense for energy. While that was kind of true, it was a little wrong, because what's the true first line of defense? Actually, within the first few seconds of you using your muscles, your body preferentially uses this chemical, I'm going to just say, called creatine phosphate. And it hydrolyzes creatine phosphate for very quick energy. And we're talking literally the first couple seconds of your rep. After that, your creatine phosphate is exhausted. It needs to be replenished through a cycle. It kind of replenishes itself, so to speak, with the products. It takes energy to do, but don't worry about it. Anyways, that's really what happens in the first 2 seconds. And then within the first 5 minutes of, say you're running, then your glycogen stores are getting mobilized. And then after that, it's fats. And then that's pretty much the order they go in. Creatine phosphate, your carbs, and then your fats through lipolysis and whatnot. If you're interested in the biochemistry, be my guest. Only reason I know this is for the MCAT, but you get the idea. We're having a lot of camera issues. I need to find a better way to stabilize this. Either that or get something to stick against the windshield, because we're also getting a lot of rattling of this thing, and it's not very fun. But anyways, that's enough rambling for today. I'm sure you've had enough of me. Look into the health benefits of cardio and exercise, please. Please do your cardio. All these diseases are preventable if you start now, if you're young, and if you're older, it's never too late. You can still make healthy life changes. It's never too late to start. So if you take away anything from this, just do some cardio and get your heart healthy. Stay alive for the people that love you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. While you might not notice an instant change on day 1 or day 2 or day 3 or day 4 or the first 2 weeks or the first month or the first 6 months, after those training sessions add up, you might still be the same person you were. You might still look the same after 1 session, 2 sessions, a month, a few months. But man, over time, once you get into those few hundreds of training session ranges, you won't even realize it, but you're going to be almost unrecognizable. Sam Sulek talks about this. I've seen a lot of clips of him saying this, and it really is true. You won't notice it yourself, but there will come a time, if you've really stuck to it and you've really dedicated yourself. And I don't mean by training to kill yourself every day. I'm talking about pure consistency. Consistency over intensity. Most of the time, right? We still got to push it, but the consistency comes first. If you remain consistent and you just do it, I'm telling you, you're never going to see it coming, but within a year, you'll be like a totally different person. You'll get people asking you, what the heck did you do, bro? Or what the heck did you do, my girl? Slay, Maddie. All right, don't clip that. I might cut that out. Anyways, you get the idea. Well, that's enough of that. Please do your cardio. It's been real. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Ask me a question. I'm begging you. And that's enough for today. We got cardio tomorrow. And yeah, that's enough for now. Peace out, guys.